And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the semi-finals of ESL Open Cup Americas number 201. We have finally made it. And again, hopefully smooth sailing from here on out. We did have some connection issues earlier, which is why the stream went down. But again, we had some amazing games already. I'm ready for some more. As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of side Delta, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg. It is DRG. The Dark Slayer. And spawning in the top left, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. Here we go. ByuN doing ByuN things, going for the low ground 2 racks, I imagine. So yeah, pretty standard opener so far here from ByuN. Going to be quite aggressive early on with those 2 racks with the initial Reaper production. Meanwhile, back at home, DRG going for a hatch first. Hatch, into gas, into pool. Standard opener here from DRG. Not really expecting too much out of the norm. And yeah, we'll see where this all does take us. Really, my eyes are on ByuN. DRG should be opening up standard and reacting to his opponents. And I wonder, what is he going to be reacting to? Are we going to get into a 2-1-1, 3C 2-1-1, a 3 racks, a 4 racks even? There it is. It is a 3 racks. There we go. There's a 3rd racks in the main base. Delayed CC, Mass Reaper. Mass Reaper coming out from ByuN now. Don't get this twisted. This is not all in. This is not all in from ByuN. It is Mass Reaper. Yes, it is designed to contain the Zerg player to 2 bases. It is designed to kill some queens, kill some workers, and expand behind it. We then throw down the CC, then we then get into ByuN production. It's going to be on DRG to minimize his losses to eventually break free and expand, take his 3rd and 4th base, most likely double expanding once he does break free. And yeah, hopefully he can just keep up with the aggression. 3rd base on the way here. We shouldn't throw it down. Once we realize what's going on, there we go. Overlords, they have arrived. They will see these Raxes, and we should delay this expansion. DRG, it looks like he's going for it. He's being greedy. He's going for it. He's going to be punished. He will be punished as a result. So a greedy response here from DRG. I mean, to be fair, he doesn't know about the 3rd. He doesn't know about the 3rd Rax. Reapers, they have arrived. They're working through the Queen. Already down to half HP. And from here, the Reapers, they rotate around. They head straight for the 3rd base. Additional Reapers are on the way. DRG does see this. He knows. He now knows that, again, we're just massing Reapers. And at least this hatchery is buying some time. As all we just go in. We want the Queen! Oh god, and the Queen does go down. Big pick off here for ByuN. Gets a Queen. Link speed still on the way. Oh my god, we're going to get a 2nd Queen, and we're snowballing out of control. Lings are still in production. Link speed is going to finish up in 10 seconds, but we're getting more drones. Oh my god. 6 more workers go down. This is not something that we can afford. Lings are coming in, but we have good service area here, making use of the terrain, getting behind the mineral line. Reapers are going down. And it's a one-way trip. ByuN is going to be losing everything here. Now the question becomes, was it worth it? I think so. So ByuN, he didn't kill the 3rd. So DRG at least has a 3rd base. It doesn't get cancelled. He does hold on to it. The downside, though, he lost 2 queens, 20 lings, and 7 drones. And back at home, we're fully walled off. Back at home, ByuN is already working on his bio army. CC is done. Stim is exposed. But we do get the repair off. Stim will survive. And ByuN, he's going to be working on his next push. He's going to be working on a Stim timing with a mass amount of Marines. And DRG has a lot of recovery to do. DRG is going to drone as heavily as he can. He has queens to rebuild. He has 0 active creep tumors. And all of his queens are injecting because we need a drone. So DRG's in a really rough place. It was a disastrous start for our Zerg player. We'll see if he can recover. We'll see if he can somehow come back here. As for the time being, he's just droning. He should be pulling back into gas soon. There we go. Does pull back in. God, this is going to be a pretty strong medevac timing here. We should be getting an add-on swap between this factory and the starport. Once the medevacs come out, +1 will be done. Sim will be done. Combat shields will be on the horizon. And it's going to be a hefty push. There we go, Bailey Nest. This is an early Bailey Nest. There we go, we're going for a 4th. I say an early Bailey Nest. This Bailey Nest response here makes a lot of sense just because we need like a miracle here. We need a miracle Bailey connection to defend. Reapers are being spread. Queens are being rebuilt as quickly as we can, making 2 queens at a time. The Bio Army is amassing, and here we go. We're pushing. Stim is done. Combat shields is on the way. +1 is going to finish by the time the army gets across the map. And here come those medevacs. This push is designed to kill. And DRG, sorry, he needs spine crawlers. Yeah, the queens are coming down. Spine crawler, 1 at each base. It's expensive, but it's the only way we can survive. Banelings are in production as well. Again, likewise, if these Banelings connect, then we can hold. Then we can defend. It's a big if, though. 34 links in production. And Overlord goes down. Banelings have been revealed. And we stim. We stim on forward. We get a queen. We're going to get a 2nd queen, a 3rd queen as well. Do we have the target fight? We do. The Banelings will not connect. And that's going to be it. GG gets called. ByuN will take game number 1. GG. Again, he took a massive lead in the early game with his Reapers. And from there, it was an uphill battle for DRG. I don't blame him for going for the Bailey Nest. Again, he needed to make a miracle happen there. Everything was working against him, and the execution was good enough. Again, as long as ByuN target fired those Bailings, he should be able to just stim and win. And with that, ByuN does take a lead. And can ByuN go even further? Again, DRG, he is the last remaining Zerg player in the tournament. He took down Dark. He took down a fellow Zerg player to make it this far, but can he keep up with ByuN? Again, I don't think game 1 was too indicative. Game 1 was a bit of a dice roll, and DRG he rolled a d20 and he landed on a 1, basically. What happened there, if you remember, DRG, he scouted the 2 racks, he went for a fast 3rd. This is a risky thing to do. Very risky to go for the fast 3rd base. He didn't know that it was a 3 racks, and once it was revealed, it was a little bit too late, and ByuN snowballed out of control with it. Again, DRG just going for a greedy response and was punished. I say greedy. A risky response. Risky response and was punished. And now we're getting to game number 2. Papi. Hello, Emperor Fubo in the chat. Hello, hello. Bienvenidos. Bienvenidos as we are getting into that 2nd game. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing himself. He used to be on Club NV. In the top right-hand corner of Valkyonic, it is DRG. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. We go. Again, game 1 was mainly determined by the early game, which is why, like, I don't think that was really telling on how this series can go and the skill of DRG. I don't think that was very telling, so he should be able to come back, should be able to bounce back here, and I would love to see an ace match. We have seen DRG defeat ByuN before in the mid game, in the late game. He just has to get there. He just has to get there in a good enough position. We'll see if he can. See if he can make it. So now ByuN once again going for a 2 racks. 2 racks on the low ground. Oh, it should be for it. Oh no. What are the odds that ByuN does it 2 games in a row? What are the odds that DRG goes for a fast 3rd? Not like this, Bobby. Not like this. I'm hoping that DRG goes... it's a tough call to make. Okay. So, you're in the shoes. You're in the shoes of DRG. You're going for a hatch gas pool. Your Overlord is going to get across the map. You're going to see 2 Raxes. And your thought process is going to be, he's not going to 3-Rax me 2 games in a row. I should be able to get away with a fast third. Like, again, if it's only 2 racks, a fast third is fine. Like, we can get away with it. It's possible. But not against the 3 racks, and I'm concerned here. The Overlord is coming in, does confirm both raxes. DRG so far. Yep, he is going for that 3rd base. Once again. Now, what's important, the Overlord is actually diving into the main. We're going straight to the main base. We will get eyes on the racks. We will get eyes on it. Reapers are pushing out. First Reaper does make it. Ling's taking some hits. Overlord sees the racks, which means... Oh no, we still go for the okay, we still go for the 3rd base. We stay in gas. Link speed is on the way. This is a much faster Link speed this time from DRG. Now, we'll see if we can get away with this. We'll see if we can get away with that 3rd. Additional Reapers are in production. Link's taking a lot of hits. ByuN, he checks the triangular 3rd. He hasn't seen the linear 3rd base. He hasn't gone there, which means it's going to finish. ByuN, he makes it into the main. Shaves off a couple more Lings. But he shouldn't get a queen. Not this time. Not this time here, as these Reapers have gotten very, very low. He still wants to be Mega 1. Oh, God. He will not. DRG pulls back just in time, keeps the queen alive, and ByuN is now going to rotate over. He's probably assuming that a base hasn't been taken. Link speed is done. We can collapse on this army, and DRG, this time he's holding. He traps in the Reapers. He does trap them. Every Reaper is going to be going down. DRG, he defends beautifully here. He keeps all of his queens alive, keeps his drones alive, keeps his 3rd base alive, shuts down the Reapers. And now ByuN, he's in some trouble. Especially because the add-ons are exposed. If DRG wanted to, he can counterattack. If he shuts down these Reapers, he can threaten the add-ons as well. So a much stronger start of the game here for DRG. Gets across the map. And there we go. Stim is going to be denied. Or the reactors, I should say, are going to be denied. Stim is on the way in the main base, thankfully, for ByuN. The Reapers, they're escaping. No shot. Two of them do. We turn back around. We can maybe get 1 reactor. I don't know if we can get both. Yeah, just 1. If the tech lab was here, that would have been huge, but ByuN had the foresight to get the tech lab in the main. And as the dust does settle, DRG is in a much better position this time. Again, he only lost Lings. That was 30 Lings against Reapers. That was a rough trade, but we kept the drones alive, kept the base, the queens, everything. We're good to go. Now, ByuN, just like the last game, is once again working on a stim timing with Medivacs. So, it's same build as last game, same follow-up as well. This time, DRG is going to be in a much better position. This time, he has creep. This time, he actually has active tumors. He kept his queens alive. He can spread his creep to his heart's content. He's knocking down the rooks. He has plenty of queens left alive as well to add to the DPS to his army. And because he has a much stronger start, no Bailey Nest. We don't need the Bailey Nest. We're going for a double Evo Chamber instead for 1-1. We're getting into a much stronger start to get into the mid-game. Faster upgrades. And DRG, he should be able to defend against this drop with Ling Queen. Only Lings, only Queens. We do not need the Bailings. Medivacs are on the way. The Bio Army is amassing. Stim is done. Once again, this is going to hit with +1. We're pushing. So the setup is done at this point. Can DRG hold? 20 Lings are in production. 4th base is on the way. The queens should be coming together. How many queens do we have? 7. 7. That's good. 7 queens here for DRG as opposed to the 3 that he had last time. And ByuN is rotating around. Tanks are on the way. Bailey Nest is now thrown down alongside the lair for bailing speed. You can see that this is already slowed down. We have to work through a wave of creep. The queens are arriving. We dive on in. Dodge transfuse. The queens survive. We get a full surround here on the Marines. The Marines, they trade well against the Lings. Oh my god. They power through them. And ByuN will back up. 16 Marines there for so many Lings. The trade, 16 Marines for 41 Lings. Not a bad trade from ByuN. And ByuN, he wasn't all in, but he still hasn't thrown down a third base. He's reinforcing with more Marines and more tanks. This is now looking like a 2-base all in out of ByuN. No third in sight. And DRG is getting his 4th up and running. There we go. Banelings are now on the way. The Queens, they can't transfuse. One Queen goes down. Blings, they go for a big wraparound as well. They get on top of the Marines. The Marines are trading quite well, but we get the tank. The tank will fall. And DRG barely holds on again. Trading 36 Lings, 2 Queens for the tank and a handful of Marines. And there it is. Third CC is now on the way, but that's a late third from ByuN. These pushes needed to do more damage. They needed to get into a mineral line, maybe reset the Queen count, kill a base. This is not good enough. Gets a Queen. Bailing speed is still on the way. The run by does nothing, but DRG can now collapse and get us around. Yeah, this tank is no longer for this world. Surround is being threatened. And yeah, we just collapse on this army. Good target firing on the Banelings. DRG holds. 4th base is on the way. 2-2. Baneling speed. ByuN still on 2 bases. Still doesn't have his 3rd up and running. Does he have an armory? He doesn't. No armory, which means he has 1-1. He cannot start 2-2. He cannot start +2 upgrades just because, again, how all-in ByuN has been. This transition is very shaky. And ByuN is being outscaled. Liberated to the main base, distracting the Queens. Bailing speed is done. We can collapse on this army. Yeah, we can just go for it. We ignore the freedom zones. We get on top of the tanks, the Marines as well. We clean up this army. And we can go for a counterattack. This 3rd base is not going to get up and running. Liberators, they turn back around. And DRG from here. There we go. Hydra then. So Lingbane Hydra, going to be the composition of choice. We can now safely drone up and saturate the 4th. Droning up to +60. 5th base on the way. And DRG, he sees the lack of saturation. He knows he doesn't have to push in. There's just nothing to kill. Finally, STVs are coming. ByuN getting in position. Now, can ByuN come back in this game? I mean, the armory is still on the way. 2-2 is so delayed. With Liberator Harassment, with drop play, he can. I want to say we've seen him come back from worse. Here we go. We have Liberators on the right-hand side. Liberators in the 3rd, the 4th, and the natural. We're getting drone kills. Works are going down. Libs are repositioning. The army pushing through the center. And we are a bit out of position here. Okay, DRG, he has enough Lingbane at home to defend. More drones are going down here in the natural and the main as well. DRG is being pulled apart. A lot of damage being done. A lot of lava going down as well. The Queens are struggling. Queens are falling, but we go for a big counterattack. We get on top of the tanks. 2 of them at least. But that's 22 drones. With only Lib Harass and with a push as well. 22 and counting. We're getting more. No shot. Just like that, ByuN is back in this. He's back in this game. That's 24 worker kills. 26. A bunch of lava. We come in from the right-hand side. We're going for the hatchery. We should not get it. But we drop into the main. Just ByuN had nothing at home, so he's just been going for the Hail Mary play of just sending it, going for mass drops, mass harass, and it's working. It is working. ByuN takes an economic lead. ByuN is catching up in 2-2. Do we have an infestation pit? That is the question. We do not. No infestation pit, which means no hive, which means that even though DRG had an advantage, he doesn't have it anymore. He had a faster 2-2, that's true, but we're catching up on 2-2. And there's no 3-3 because there's no Hive. There's no Vipers, there's no Lurkers. Hydra Lurker Viper, sorry, Lingbane Hydra is just a mid-game composition. Oh, did you shut down the drops? The Liberator just keeps coming in. DRG struggling here with a low worker count. We don't have a bank. Queen is gonna fall, more drones are falling, and here comes the push, and this may just end the game. ByuN, he has a better economy, he has a stronger army as well. Again, DRG was doing so well. He was doing so well for himself, but all it took was a couple of Liberators. 4 Libs, a double medevac drop in a dream. And it was just too much for DRG to keep up with. Too much to handle. 1 Liberator still alive. ByuN, he hasn't pulled the trigger yet. It looks like he's waiting for his upgrades. Okay, he's waiting for 2-2. Waiting for 2-2 to kick in. Still no infestation pit, still no Hive. ByuN is ahead. He is straight up ahead now. That's what it is. And here we go. We're trying to collapse on this army off of creep. The Bailings, they will connect. Some of them will. We force a whole pickup. It's all or nothing for DRG. We have to send it. We have so many reinforcements back at home. My god, look how many Marines there are. The target firing is too good. And ByuN is running away with this. GG gets called. ByuN will take the 2-0. GG, well played. My god. I can't believe it. DRG did so well. He shut ByuN down at every turn. He had a strong early game, a strong mid game. And then it all fell apart when the Liberators harassed. The Liberators, they just went to town. Got into every single base. We even had a Marine drop, which was also helping distract DRG and pull apart his attention. And the Libs, they got over 20 kills. They got 26, right? 26 drones. They got queens. They got a bunch of lava. They got so much value. And they brought ByuN back into it. They got him ahead. They didn't just equalize. They did get him ahead in the end. And things snowballed out of control. GG, well played. ByuN is our first finalist.